Hi guys, it's me, Susan. Welcome to Cruisin with Susan. I'm going to just talk to you about some of the stuff that's going on right now, and hopefully there will be something to be gained by you as well as just me blabbing away, because there's a ton of stuff going on, mainly going through 50 years worth of stuff, getting rid of it, downsizing, letting go of things, and learning a lot from the process. That is part of what I wanted to share. I titled this episode Saying Goodbye to My Shoes because it's one case where there was an example that I can share with you about how I'm doing it. The reason I'm doing all this is because I have retired from my practice, and I am moving out to the country to be near my horses in about 6 weeks, 5 weeks. As soon as I can get there. I'm very fortunate in that the man who bought my house is not going to be coming down to occupy it until later in the fall. So far he's being real understanding about me struggling to get through everything and be gone in time. But if you knew my heritage, my legacy, my dad was a borderline hoarder. He became more so as he got older because turns out he had a brain aneurysm, and I think that he started out OCD and then sort of just turned full-on hoarder. But anyway, so I consider myself doing a great job being able to actually throw things away. What he would do, this is kind of pretty funny, but several times he sold a house, starting with the house that I was a young adolescent in. He would sell a house and then close and just walk away and leave everything there. I mean, he would take some things like some furniture or something, but all the stuff, all the accumulated junk, he would just leave. And then the person that bought the house would have to deal with it. I mean, they would send him a bill, they would get a dumpster, but I mean, so I really understand the temptation to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so saying goodbye to my shoes, what I've learned, I learned this with the cookbooks too, and all kinds of things. It's like each thing that you look at to try to decide, what do I do with this, evokes a whole bunch of memories. And often the reason you still have the thing is because they're good memories. They mean something. It was a time in your life that, may be long gone, but still feels, I don't know whether it's nostalgia or just you don't think about it until you see the thing, and then the thing brings you the memories, okay? But what I've learned is it's the memories that are important, not the thing. Now, that's not true 100% of the time, but life changes, and we may never have used the thing, whatever it is we're trying to decide to part with, very much. We might not have used it for years, but we're attached when it comes time to. For me, Goodwill is my new home away from home. When it comes time to let it go, and actually is sort of like sending it out there into the world all by itself for people who don't care about it the way you do, it can be kind of intimidating. So what I have found really helps is a kind of two-stage process, and it could even be three-stage, we'll see. I'm not to stage 3 yet. But you try to make a decision about the thing, and you have an example right here. Okay. Are these not? These are Calvin Klein peep toe high heels. I adore these shoes. I haven't worn heels ever since I broke my hip in 2014, so that's 5 years. But I adore these shoes. So when I was going through my shoes in my closet, the decision came about, why would you keep a pair of shoes that you will never wear again? And there is no reason. So just because of the sentimental feeling, I used to feel so gorgeous when I wore those shoes. I don't know, they make you taller, they make your legs slimmer. I used to love to wear those shoes. So I said, okay, that time has passed. I gotta let them go. I'm not going to wear them again. I'll probably fall down and break my neck if I try to. So they go on the pile with all the other shoes. And it was a sentimental kind of moment. Okay, but then, so I didn't immediately take all the shoes to Goodwill. They still are sitting there, but they're going. But I went back in there and I took these shoes out again, and I tried them on. They were always a little tight, but I didn't care, you know, it's sort of well worth it. And they fit the same. Now, my feet haven't gotten that much bigger, even though they've got like bunions on them and things like that. So then I said, you know what? I can keep these shoes if I want to. I may never wear them again. I may wear them for 20 minutes to walk into a gala or something, like I'm going to go to a gala. I don't know. But it's sort of like stage 2 is saying, I can keep something. I'm not going to keep all of them. But the love is, I guess it's like that girl on TV that does the clean out your stuff. If it sparks joy, these shoes spark joy, even if I never put them on my foot again. So they're going to be, at least through stage 2, kept from Goodwill. I'm going to keep them. You know, stage 3 may happen a year from now or 5 years from now or when I move. I don't know. But it's kind of like honor the feeling. And some of it, the feeling is just, God, that was a good time in my life, or, you know, I really, like the cookbooks were kind of like that. I used to cook. I don't cook anymore. If it wasn't for microwaves and freezers, I would starve to death. Okay? I used to devour the food section of the newspaper, literally, and cook stuff out of it and look for recipes. I don't care about that anymore because I have horses that I want to spend time with. So it's kind of like I have a new hobby. And things like even eating, it's just, I mean, I always have liked eating, but the time that it takes to cook something, I have better things to do now. And that's and nothing against how other people want to spend their time. But when I went through the cookbooks, it was kind of like, well, I guess I should save like these Bibles, like The Joy of Cooking or the New York Times cookbook or something, and I put all the other ones, all of my quirky little junior league from various cities that I got at garage sales in the box to go. And then I came back, I put it aside, and I came back a couple days later, and it was like, wait a minute, why don't I, if I'm going to keep a few cookbooks, why don't I keep the quirky ones? Why don't I keep the oddball ones, the ones that there's recipes underlined from my mother-in-law, who would have been like 120 by now or something like that, you know? Why am I keeping the New York Times cookbook, which I could look up online now? See, the other thing is, back in the day, we didn't have online, so the books were what we used. So, in other words, to not belabor that point, but it's like I am finding the process of reconnecting, feeling, as long as it takes, sort of releasing and then moving on, to be really interesting and meaningful for me, because it's kind of taking me back over years and years of my life. I'm finding things from when Mike was alive and all of his medical stuff, and I found the contact information for the wife of the man who donated his liver when he suddenly died, you know, back in '07. That's 10 years ago. More than that, 12. Anyway, you know, so each of these things, and for some of the things prompt me to actually reach out. I'm going to maybe touch base with that gal, and we never actually physically met, but we talked on the phone, and we were very involved with each other during the time of my husband's liver transplant. so checking in and saying hi and thought about you when I came across this stuff. You know, it's all part of the closure, what feels like closure to me. And I'm happy to be going through it. I'm happy that I have the time to to give this process the respect I think that I'm really pleased to be able to give it. So it's like, yes, I'm saying goodbye to my shoes. I'm saying goodbye. Behind me right here, see back there on the shelf, there's a bell collection. Little bells, pretty different little bells. Nobody collects bells anymore. I don't know if they ever did. I guess they did. Back in the day, we used to collect things. Millennials don't collect shit anymore, you know? I guess, I don't know. But I don't know, I might end up, it doesn't take up a lot of room. I might end up keeping it and putting it somewhere. Because I don't know. How do you even put a bunch of little delicate bells into a box and then shove it into a bin at Goodwill? I don't think you can do it. So anyway, it's like it's stressful sometimes. I get tired and I have to go take a break and play games on my phone to just sort of recover. But it's making me feel, I don't know, like this transition in my life is so meaningful anyway, because I have something I'm going towards instead of just something I'm leaving behind. That going through the process like this just feels like a real special opportunity. There's another part I just want to mention real quick in case you're wondering, when is she going to go get her roots done? I have also, now that I'm not going to the office anymore, I don't have a job, I have decided to let my hair go to its natural color, which at this point in my life is silver. I'm calling it silver. We call it silver now. We don't call it gray. Anyway, it's mixed. It's got some dark and some light. My hairdresser is horrified. She gets very sad when I go to get a trim. But I don't care. It's like I'm excited to see what's this new me gonna look like, and what's it gonna be like for this new me to be doing something else, be letting go of all the familiar anchors that I've had all these years. And I'm excited. I wanted to go ahead and make sure that this is what I do. This is why you don't see very many videos from me. I think of the titles, I think of what I want to say, and I think about that quite a while, and then I just move on and never say it. So I decided today I'm going to do it, even though I don't care anymore, you know? I care for a second how I look, or that I'm in an old t-shirt, or that I have gray hair, silver hair, that I can't, I don't know, that I'm just not, I can be in a room and be invisible where I used to want to sort of be noticed. And that I care for a second, and then I remind myself that it's not that important. I have new things that are important, that feel super important. I'm real happy and excited about that. I feel like this phase of my life that's coming up is going to be the most exciting, fun part of my life that I've ever had. And I've had a lot of fun, So how cool is that? To think that what lies ahead. I mean, maybe young people feel that way all the time, but I don't know how many older people create that experience for themselves. And that's another thing that I will maybe talk about another time. How I even imagine having workshops and stuff for older women in transition, so they don't end up feeling they just have to babysit their grandkids. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I used to wish that could be my job. But at a certain point, your grandkids grow up. Mine is going to college this year, okay? You can't make a life out of that. And you're going to be around for a while. So I don't know. I feel so excited about looking forward to my life this way. And I'm happy to share it with you all. And I love you all. And as I always say, live well, laugh often, and love much. And I'll see you next time on Cruisin' with Susan. Bye.